present? Yes, good morning. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 11. As such, ultimately this chapter we are discussing so that we can start with MySQL part. And once the MySQL part is over, we will be discussing how we are going to connect Python with MySQL so that you all can do your project parallelly. That is the first thing. And so therefore, we are going to start with the theory chapter. This is actually completely theory chapter, which is nothing but the introduction of RDBMS. Like why we are going to use RDBMS, what is the purpose of that, all these. Okay, and remember, during this chapter, you have to install MySQL. I will be providing you the link. From that only that you all are going to install, so that you should not face any problem with any other software, and we must have same software. Wherever we are doing practice with me, and plus in our school also, we have same software, fine? So we are going to use the same software. Nobody is going to install other software until or unless it is not your emergency, or if you are not able to install that. Okay. So the very first thing, we are going to start with relational databases. Now, what is the meaning of first of all, what is database? Anyone, any idea? You can unmute your mic and you can speak today. What is database according to you?
Ma'am, it keeps records.
Which keep records? Okay, something like this, employee record, student record, all in one, or what?
Ma'am, collection of data.
Collection of data, or we can use one more word, collection of related data or collection of related record. You are going to use one term, that is related. Now, what is the meaning of related? It means what? Suppose if I'm going to make database of student, it means all the information of students I'm going to store over there. If I'm making database of employee, then it must have all the information of employees. It should not be like mix and match. Ki one record of student, another record of employee. No. When we are making a table, it must have related information, that is compulsory. So therefore, we are saying that information must be related. Okay. So the very first thing we are going to discuss in this chapter is purpose of DBMS. First of all, what is full form of DBMS?
Database management.
Database relation management.
Very good. Database management system. Now see, if we speak about this word database management system, we are using the word database management system. Now see, if you will understand this word properly, what is the meaning of this? It is nothing but one system. Okay, it is nothing but one system which is responsible for management of database. You just go through in the reverse direction. It means it is a system which provides us management of database. Database means related records. Okay, see, you can store your information anywhere. You can even write in your notebooks. You are storing your information in notebook also. You can store your information in MS Excel, MS Word, PowerPoint, everywhere you can store the information. But still we are having a separate package given to us, that is DBMS or RDBMS. Why? Because we have so much flexibilities in those systems to store the information. So much flexibilities, or plus you can say so much facilities are there to store the system, to store the database. For example, when we talk about MS Word, what is the purpose of MS Word? Let me know. What is the purpose of MS Word?
Ma'am, to store
To store what?
data.
So it means your MS Word is database management system. Any other student? What is
Ma'am, MS Word is used to store documents and files.
basically? Yes. Now see, the purpose is different for MS Word. It is used to store document and file. What about your MS Excel? For what purpose you are using MS Excel?
Spreadsheets, ma'am.
Hey, what is the purpose? Spreadsheet is another name.
Calculation.
Very good. Mainly for calculation purpose and analysis of information. Okay, for PowerPoint?
Presentation.
Very good, for presentation. So see, now what you have to understand that different application softwares are providing you different facility. Okay, for example, PowerPoint will be having most of the features related to the presentation. Similarly, Excel will be having most of the features related to the calculation. Therefore, when we talk about DBMS, we can say it is having all the facilities related to database. Okay, related to the proper storage as well as maintenance of the information in the systematic manner. Fine. So that is what the purpose of DBMS. Okay, what it do? First of all, it reduce, increase data consistency. Consistency means similar information will be stored in multiple tables. It will be not like different information in different tables. So data inconsistency is removed over here. Similarly, data redundancy. These are actually two words. I'm repeating these two words again. First is data inconsistency. Data inconsistency will be removed. And second is data redundancy. Redundancy means duplication of information. So we are using DBMS to remove or to overcome data inconsistency as well as to remove data redundancy to a large extent. This is the main purpose of using DBMS. Okay, now we will discuss as per the book that what things we are having. The very first thing is the information introduction is given for DBMS. And for database, the definition given is may be defined as collection of interrelated data. See, they are also using the same word, interrelated data stored together to serve multiple applications. One time we have stored the information, then it can be used in the multiple applications also. Okay, then next is purpose of DBMS. Now see, purpose of DBMS, here again two words are used. First is data redundancy, duplication of data, and second is data inconsistency. Means inconsistent information, means different information in multiple tables will be removed when we are using database management system. Okay, now then we have relational database model. Now meaning of relational database model, it means, see, now we have different type of DBMS, object oriented DBMS, then we have distributed DBMS, we have relational DBMS. In our syllabus, we have relational DBMS, relational model basically. Now here, we will not discuss about what we are having in the other DBMS, but in relational DBMS, your information or the data is stored in tables, that is in the form of rows and columns. So ultimately what you are going to learn in next coming chapters, that how we are going to make tables, how we are going to create column names, then how we are going to store the records in that. Okay, but before that we will be simply discussing few of the theory part. Now when we talk about table, another name of table in RDBMS is relation. So if we are saying that there are three tables, so we will say there are three relations. Okay, name of the table is called as relation name. For example, here table name is supplier, so we will say the relation is supplier. Here the table name is item, so I will say that here the relation name is item, and here the relation name is shipments. Now in this, so many columns we will be having. So all columns we can represent. See, this is how theoretically we are representing any of the table. Okay, so this is first value is nothing but the name of the table. Then all the column names will be written in the circular bracket separated by comma. For example, supplier number, supplier name, status, and city. These all are the fields of this particular table or the relation. Now here you will see that supplier number is written with a different color Actually, this indicates that it is the primary key. What is primary key? Any one of you? We have done, you must have done in 10th class. What is primary key in a table?
It is used to uniquely identify a row.
Repeat again, Jashoda. Repeat again, what is primary key?
Ma'am, it is a
See, it is unique, we can say, in a table, unique record of a table, which is used to uniquely identify the complete record in a table. For example, if we talk about students in the school, their GR number or the registration number is considered as a primary key, because with that you are uniquely identified. Your name can be same, your phone numbers can be same, brothers and sisters are there, so address can be same. Okay, sometimes if twins are there, then classes are also same, maybe the sections are same. But when we talk about your GR number or registration number, it will always unique. Okay, irrespective of anything. So for different student, they are identified with their GR number. Similarly, over here in the supplier number will be unique. Similarly, in terms of items, item number is unique. Similarly, in shipment number, now see, there are two columns given over here, and combination of these two, actually, here they are saying that combination of these two will be the primary key. Okay, now suppose some more common terms. Suppose if I'm making any table, then you have to understand two more terms. First is tuple and second one is attributes. Now see, if this is your table, so we will say that the suppliers, this is nothing but relation. This is the relation name. Then after this, we are having these all column names. So your all these column names, these all will be called as attributes. So these all are called as attributes. Okay, you have to understand all these things. Then after that, all these records, whatever records you are having, all these records are called as tuples over here. These all are the names. See, now these are not those tuples that you are having in your Python. Python tuples are different and MySQL tuples are different. Python tuples are representing a sequence which is immutable in nature, whereas over here, each record is called as tuple in a relation. Okay, relation spelling I have written wrong. It is relation RELATION. Okay, now see, when we will use all the common words, we'll say suppliers is the relation. Now in this particular relation, there are 4 attributes. 4 attributes means supplier number, supplier name, status and city. 4 attributes, or we can say the degree of this relation is 4. Then when we talk about tuples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records are there. So we will say that cardinality of this table is 5 and attributes are 4 or degree is 4. I hope this is clear. I have used 2 more words. Again, I am repeating degree of a relation and cardinality of a relation. Degree means total number of attributes. Cardinality means total number of records or tuples in a relation. Okay. So they have shown you all these different type of tables, or you can say all these different type of relation. One sample has been shown to you. Why we are saying related tables? Related tables, because if you will see that everywhere you will find some column keys, common columns. For example, supplier number, and here it is item number. These both are used over here to combine these two relation or these two tables. So whenever we say that relational DBMS, it means tables are related with one another with the help of some common columns. Again, I am repeating, with the help of some common columns. Otherwise, if suppose if this supplier number is not there and item number is not there, then what will be the side effect? Suppose if I'm not using these two, I'm only having, suppose I'm not having these two, I'm only having this quantity supplied. Is it compulsory to have the supplier number and item number in this table?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Answer is correct. Yes, it is mandatory. But now my question is why it is mandatory?
Without primary key, we can't find the difference.
See, if we will not join these tables, if we will not have common these, we will be not in the position to join these tables. So suppose if we wanted to join these tables in future, okay, suppose I wanted to know that for which item number, which supplier number and what quantity has been supplied, then these are used. That means these are not connected with each other. Ultimately, we have to connect them together. Okay. So therefore, we need to have a common column in this particular table. Therefore, we are saying relational database because we are setting the relation between the multiple tables. Okay. Now, so many components are given. The very first component is byte. Nothing but a group of 8 bits used to store a character. One character wins 1 byte of information. We already know this. Then next is data item. Data item is nothing but these all values. See, this is your data item, this cold drink, this ice cream. These all are your data items. So it is given over here is the smallest unit of name data. It may consist of any number of bits or bytes. Okay, now your choice that how much big data item you wanted to store. Then record. Record means you can say a tuple, or one record means one row of a table. Okay, a record is a named collection of data items which represents complete unit of information. Then table, it is nothing but the combination of all these related records. Now see, this is what called as a table, or you can call it as a relation. Then over here you can see fields or attributes are same. These are nothing but the column names. So for example, you can say these all are the fields over here. Okay, these all are your fields. Then when we talk about records, these are nothing but the rows of a table. So for example, we can say this is one complete record or one complete tuple. Okay, and then table, already we have discussed logically related records, a group of all logically related records, means this complete is your table. Okay, now one more thing you can see over here, that it is given number of bytes. Okay, here it is given 5 bytes. 5 bytes means 5 characters. Here it is given 4 bytes. 4 bytes means 4 character, because one byte is holding, sorry, one character is holding 1 byte of memory. So this is what you have to keep in your mind over here. Okay, then after this, now see, so many examples of RDBMS are given to us over here. First is Oracle database, then Microsoft SQL Server. At least you must know these names: MySQL, IBM DB2, IBM Informix, SAP Sybase Adaptive Server Enterprise, SAP Sybase IQ, Teradata, PostgreSQL, SQLite. See, these all are the names of some RDBMS which are very popular, and in which out of these we are going to discuss this MySQL. Plus, we are not going to do complete MySQL. See, in all these RDBMS, we are having one common language. That language is called as SQL. SQL is called as, anyone knows what is the full form of SQL?
Sequence queries language.
No, sequence is wrong. Full form of SQL.
Structured query language.
Structured query language. Very good. Okay, so this is what the full form of SQL. Now see, what you have to understand, in all these DBMS packages, we are having this language. So ultimately, we are going to discuss SQL of MySQL. Okay, we are not discussing this complete package, because this complete package, MySQL itself, is a very big concept. Okay, so only it's a part, that is structured query language, we are going to discuss in this. Okay, then Then after this, best popular package for online application or for web application is nothing but LAMP is given. Okay, this is considered as the most popular, it is given here, most popular web application package. Okay, means suppose I wanted to build a website. So what I need is, I need Linux operating system. This is the name of operating system. Apache is the name of the server. MySQL is the name of backend, means my DBMS, and PHP is known as, now these days we are using Python also, PHP / Python. Okay, so PHP is known as is the programming language that we are using. Okay, so ultimately this is the combination. Suppose I wanted to develop any web-based application. If I'm using these all packages, then I can build a very common software, or we can say very in a very easy manner we can create the softwares. Fine. Then we have, okay, for SQL it is MySQL, it is given a relational DBMS that can run on virtually all platforms. Now see, this is the advantage of using MySQL, that you can run it on any platform in Linux, Unix and Windows. Okay, it is your choice that in which operating system you wanted to run this. Then we have SQLite. Okay, just now we have discussed also that SQLite over here only, that it is also one of the RDBMS. So for this it is given a relational database management system. SQLite is not a client server database engine, rather it is embedded into the end program. See, embedded into the end program is within the program we are embedding this, the command of this, and then we are using the this particular software. And then last we are having is the PostgreSQL. You can see it is also given over here only, one of the popular RDBMS. Okay, but here it is given that it is object relational DBMS. We are not having all these in our syllabus. Only what we have to understand these names, that these all are common DBMS and RDBMS available. Okay, then after this, now the relational model terminology. See, the history part of this, little bit you must know. First of all, relational model. It was propounded by E.F. Codd, and after that, he has given the concept. Actually, he is the only one who has given the concept of DBMS, like how the database should be there. Because initially programmers were learning or were making the programming languages and they were not concentrating on the DBMS. But later on it came to know, like everybody has realized that DBMS or the database is actually the most important part of your software. So you must have a proper or systematic software through which you can store your information in the systematic manner. Fine. So therefore, then they have given all these concepts. Then in that concept only, then these all are again, the same thing has been repeated over here. First of all, again, when they have given the concept of DBMS, then they said first is relation. Relation is nothing but the name of the table. Okay. And table must have following properties. First is, in any given column of a table, all items of the same kind, whereas items in different column may not be of the same kind. Now see, what is the meaning of this? This I will explain with example. That for example, over here it is salesman number. So it means complete data item must have salesman number only. I cannot store first name here. Means same type of information in one column. If I'm saying first name, so everybody's first name. I cannot store here last name also. Okay. So one column must have same type of information and another column cannot have this type of information in it. Okay. I hope this is clear. I'm repeating this again. In any given column of a table, all the items of the same kind, whereas items in the different column may not be of the same kind. Then next is for a row, each column must have an atomic value, and also for a row, a column cannot have more than one value. Now see, first of all, your every row must be unique. Now what is the meaning of every row must be unique? Means, for example, you can see for WE19, this is the unique record you are having actually. You will not see this anywhere in the table. If you are having the same record, it means data redundancy has been not overcome in your table, where actually it is not allowed. So whenever we are making a table, we must have uniquely identified records in the table. That is the first thing. Plus another thing given was you cannot write multiple values. It means suppose in target, suppose 2 targets were there. So you cannot write over here like comma, then 35,000. Suppose if you are writing like this, it should be not allowed. One cell will have one data item only. You cannot have multiple data items over here. Okay. So therefore it is given a column cannot have more than one value in one column. Then all the rows of a relation are distinct. That is, relation does not contain 2 rows which are identical in every column. Just now I have explained to you, every row must be different. You cannot have same rows. Then there is no order maintained for rows inside the relation. Now see, we cannot say that the records must be stored in any of the order. It can be stored in any of the order. There is no order, means ascending order, descending order, it is not given. You can store it in any order. It is your choice. Now it is up to you that how you are fetching your information. At the time of storing, you can store it in any order. First come, first serve basis, no problem. And last is the columns of a relation are assigned distinct name and the ordering of these columns is immaterial. No problem. What is the order of these? You can write target first, first name later on, surname later on. It is your choice. Does not matter. Plus column name cannot be same. If you have written first name, you cannot use first name over here in the other column. Column name must be also different. I hope up to here it is clear. See, this is completely theoretical chapter. So ultimately you have to go through the topics and you have to keep on reading these topics so that you must know the different terms that we are going to use again and again. Okay, then last topic, that is domain. Now see, domain is nothing but it is given also pool of values, or basically when we wanted to specify a range, this is the first and this is the last. Okay, so everything inside that your first and last is your domain actually. So you can decide when you are making the table, that time you can decide. For example, I have given one restriction that integer, and then I said it must be of 3 digits. So basically I have given the range that from 0 till 999. So this is the domain of this. Okay, it means I have specified that value should not be greater than 999. Okay, so this is how you can select the domain. For example, one example is given that out of these only you can store the information. If you have given like this domain, now instead of this, if you are going to store any other information, you will get error message. Okay, so this is what called as domain, means we are setting the range for a particular set of values, that what type of values we want in that. Okay. Okay, so today you are going to see tuples also we have done, attributes we have discussed, degree, as I said, total numbers of columns. It must be given also total number of attributes. Okay, for example, here 1, 2, 3 columns are there, so I'll say that the degree is 3. Similarly, for rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I will say 9 at cardinality is there. Cardinality is nothing but number of tuples. You have to keep in your mind number of tuples and number of attributes. This is again your 1 marks question for board examination. Like this, any table will be given to you, and then we may ask you that what is the degree and what is the cardinality of this table. Okay, so you must know the answer of this. Okay, so up to this topic you are going to read in your book, then remaining topics will continue tomorrow. Anyone, any doubt? Then I have given you question answers in WhatsApp, and different dates are given for the different chapters, so you have to complete within the given time. Anyone, any doubt? Otherwise,
No, ma'am.
okay. Okay, then good day all of you.